What's up, everyone? We are back. Day two. Actually, it's not the NFL. It's only one night, but we're back. Full NBA draft coverage. We said we'd be back yesterday. Just really excited to go deep down into this because now we have all this information, and the second round's done, the first round's done, and we can just salivate, and we got to sit on some thoughts over the morning, overnight, whatever you want to call it. And we're here. So, Colin, how you doing, sir?
Feeling good. Done a lot of post-draft analysis on my Warriors. Taking a look at some of the interesting picks now, looking at them in the first round. It was a weird draft, to say the least.
Yes.
It got a little weird after 3. Was when the party got started. A lot of people expected to get started around 6 or 7. And no big trades.
Outside of the Lakers trade. Nope,
Well,
no big
right.
trade. No.
No, like big during the draft trades, which I think a lot of people had expected a blockbuster of some magnitude to take place, especially involving my Warriors. But we can get into that later. Yeah, man, the draft went as we thought. Cade, and then Jalen Green, and then Evan Mobley. Shocker comes in at Scotty Barnes. Doing some post stuff on Scotty. Reminds me of Kawhi when he comes into the league. I think I mentioned that last night. Interested to see your thoughts on Scotty. Do you think this plays out well in the Raptors? How long is too long to figure something out?
I think he's one of those guys you buy on him high and hope he reaches that ceiling because I think you're going to get somewhere between a Draymond and Kawhi. That's what realistically, hey, Tempo, that's realistically where you're looking at. And
He's about to knock over my Avatar collection, and I'm going to kick his ass. Hold on. Keep talking.
you're cool. And it's just a different type of player who nowadays you have to take a shot on in today's day and age. And it's just one of those things, man. I get it. I still would have gone Suggs personally, but I mean, you live with it. They're taking a shot. They're doing what they feel like they got to do. So I respect it. Let's hope it pans out for them.
Let's take a look at 5. Then that rolls into the Magic and Jalen Suggs. Interesting pickup from them. I think
it signals the end of the Markel Fultz experiment.
Yeah, poor guy. You can always get a hookup from J. Cole. He's loved you for a long time. One of the strangest shout outs in a song. It's just like, oh, okay. All right, got it. And coming into this, Suggs was the one I felt had the biggest moment potential. Ready for the moment. Obviously made the shot in the NCAA tournament this past year. Finally getting Gonzaga over that hump.
Right.
Let's just see how Orlando pulls this off. Because if you want to look at that rotation now, they have Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaacs, Mo Bamba. I mean, this sounds like a 2K team I started.
No, I look at this Magic roster and I'm like, okay, are they going to be using Jalen? Are they going to be doing a 2-point guard set? Are they going to be using Jalen Suggs as the shooting guard because he is 6'4", so he does have the size. But they just drafted Cole Anthony last year, and he played decent. So I didn't fully. I get that why they did it because you take best player available, but I feel like there's other positions that could have gone.
And we move on to the weirdest pick of the night for me, Josh Giddey, guard out of the NBA Academy. It's got shades of like a Joe Ingles, little Evan Turner.
Ben Simmons. He's Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Kyle Anderson maybe, like a poor man, which Ben Simmons is the best version of Kyle Anderson's. I think he's got an interesting pairing of Shea, to pair alongside him, see if he can actually be more of a ball dominant presence, give Shea some freedom. to roam around a bit. I think that he'd be extremely dangerous there. I'm not real hyped on it. I think it was a bit of a reach for me. I would have had him around more like the 13, 14 range, in a range for more like a team like the Spurs, something like that. Seem more like something up their alley. But yeah, weird call by the Thunder. But when you have 19,000 picks, who gives a shit, right?
If you don't and taking a
Internet
shot,
dropped out, buddy. Start over for me.
yeah. If he doesn't hit for you, you're just gonna end up shipping it out for a future pick of some sort, a second probably, and take a shot elsewhere. So,
Right. Which moves us down to 7. We got Johnny Kaminga, who
AKA Column was on cloud 9.
yeah, and apparently I was like the only one. Everybody hates this pick. I'm going to take a little note here from Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. Wrote this report saying the Warriors were long rumored to potentially move this pick, but ultimately they're staying put and taking Kaminga, who was too good to pass on. A little backstory on that first part. Bob Myers came out in the post-draft conference and said that the only offers they were getting were for trade backs and for more like rotation players. They did not get any offers for star players for that pick, just that pick, anything of worth going on. But what's his role as a rookie on a veteran team? He has size, length, fluidity, and power. He's raw, but his upside is significant. Can Golden State afford to be patient with him? Can he improve enough on defense to contribute immediately? Last season in G League, his flaws as a decision maker and defender were on display. This pick could pan out, but Kuminga's a definite risk. So you can argue that his timeline matches more up with Wiseman's and not, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, which Bob Myers seems to be confident in. And apparently Draymond Green wanted Kuminga and Moody.
Yeah.
So we got Draymond's happy. So if this all goes sideways, Draymond can't say shit.
I'll say this. To me, it seems like the Warriors are hedging their bets because when you talk to a lot of, or you read a lot of analysts and reporters leading up to the draft from various lottery teams, Kuminga looked like a much better player in his workouts than he did in the Ignite, on the Ignite. Secondly, let's not pretend that Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, these spring chickens, they're starting to get up there in age. So why not?
Steph's 31, Klay's 30. Chris Paul's out there doing it. Like the guards, it's a different game. We've extended the lifespan of these guards, and it's on them. It's all like Klay Thompson can't be going playing no pickup games in LA anymore. I'm gonna find him.
But yeah, it's just actually Klay's 31.
Yeah, I think he turned 31 in the last couple of
February.
Yeah.
But that's my point. It's like you can't really. What's up, Reef? What's up, y'all? I enjoy when both starting guards can play both guard positions, like Dame, CJ, or Isaiah Joe Dumars. In my situation, I'm a Cavs fan. We're in that situation. We're in that right now. Darius Garland flipped me. I enjoy him. I still prefer Colin Sexton, who everybody wants to move, but that's just me. Oh shit, Steph's 33. Yeah, but yeah, I get that.
Here's what I think the pick should have been at number 7. After looking at it, should have been Franz Wagner, because Warriors are gonna be pissed when Franz Wagner is sitting there draining threes in the fourth quarter for the Magic and Bob Myers is flipping through League Pass and he's like, son of a bitch. He's going to break his remote. It's going to be ridiculous. He's got a high IQ and he's better than his brother, 6'9", and he's growing.
6'11" now.
6'11" is what they're saying that he's at now. And he could be 7'1" by the time he suits up in a Magic uniform. Only 19 years old. He's good off the ball. Can defend the wings. Some guards. Dude's good on both ends. I'm baffled, honestly, that the Warriors didn't pick him. I like Kuminga. There was just like the guy that like
I said, they're building.
I'm a Warriors fan that sits here and watches every game. All right,
yeah.
I've watched every game in the last 2 seasons. And anyone out there that wants to start some shit, you can find me at my address and you can DM me for it. These are the players. Like Kuminga's the player that 7 years from now I'm gonna be watching on the Warriors and be like, thank thank God that we got that guy, because now he could be like, this league is run by ball dominant 6'8" like strikers, you know, like prowlers, like LeBrons, you know, Kawhis, and he's got the frame to be that. And if he could learn it, you know, a dude like Draymond is the perfect guy to learn from how to be that type of, I mean, that Scottie Pippen type guy, but like, I mean, Scottie was a guard that shot up from being 6 foot to 6'5" in like a summer. So, you know, it's like, who knows with these kind of guys? Like, these growth spurts are still happening. And he's only 18 years old. That dude could be, you know, 6'11", 7 feet tall. Who knows? I'm just pontificating at this point. But like, I like the Magic pick. I think the Warriors would have been fine with it if they were really pushing for the championship. It would have signified that, like, yo, there's no chance Franz Wagner gets traded. This guy's going to be on the team. But I think the strangest pick of the top 10 outside of the Thunder pick is this number 9 here, Davion Mitchell. One of these guards has got to go.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night. The fact that you have virtually forced, because Buddy Hield looked like he was going to get traded to Lakers, didn't, and they ended up trading for Westbrook instead. Gave up more, arguably, but I think it is what it is. But yeah, Davion Mitchell, Buddy Hield, Trey Halliburton, and De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. So
the Super Saiyan.
So, like, how are you running 4 starting point guards, or are you just gonna say forego the center and the power forward and the small forward? Just 4, or excuse me, we'll do 4 guards and a center. Is that what you do? Because I don't think that works.
Yeah, I'm out on the pick right now. We could all be wrong, and yeah, Scotty was always listed as 6'7", but he was really 6'8" or 6'9". Yeah, I mean, those type of guys, they run the league. They have for 20, almost 30 years. You know, let's get down to Zaire Williams, James Bouknight. Kind of signifies to me that the Grizzlies are in rebuild mode. They realize they're in the West. They're not going to win a chip in the next 2 years. It's time to really load this team up with Ja Morant, like suitor, like dudes that really suit Ja Morant's playing style. And Zaire is definitely one of those guys that still has a lot of room to grow. And I think the way he plays is just so natural, so fluid. If he works on that shot a little bit, it'll be interesting to see. Bouknight is the interesting spot here. I want to know what you think about him running alongside LaMelo.
So I'll say, because I'm just gonna say this now. I think the Charlotte Hornets had the best draft. Period. You got Bouknight. Later on, they trade back up to get Kai Jones. And there's someone in the second who they got who I really liked. They just had an overall great draft, and I can't really. Oh, JT Thor from Auburn. So like, you can't really be mad. And then they got Scotty Lewis at 56. How can you? That's a great draft. They added depth. Scotty Lewis, very underrated player in my opinion. JT Thor, very good out of Auburn. A big who can shoot it, which is what you want in today's league. So I think they might have gotten their core settled, because realistically, they signed Gordon Hayward to a 4-year deal. You got 3 years left on that. Let's see how he plays the next few years, because outward you have Cody Zeller. This probably takes him off the big man market, like I said last night, because it was said they were going to be in on Jared Allen. But Kai Jones, dude, has pogo stick, speed, decent defense, and just his ability to even just face up and at the basket is phenomenal. And that's probably your center of the future. Like, two face-up guys who can still go down in the paint if need be, and you have LaMelo Ball running point. You have Bouknight, Scary Terry's now you got
LaMelo's the new dude that everybody wants to play with, man. How is it not fun playing with LaMelo?
My pair of LaMelo Balls will do a real sports unboxing.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Moving on to the Spurs picking up Joshua Primo. Everybody
The guy
hates
who
this
was-
pick.
Yeah, the guy who was supposed to go late first at earliest or early second. Yeah.
Spurs are out. They're playing the long game. Next pick. Pick that broke my heart. Chris Duarte. I love him. Weird spot in Indiana. I mean, what is Indiana going for this? I thought you guys were moving Miles Turner. No, they're not.
They're trying to stay in it.
Seems to be they're going for it. We talked about Moody. I'm in 7'1" wingspan. It's just talking about the timeline thing. He's more ahead of the timeline than Kuminga is, but is that a guy that I want on the court in the last 4 minutes of a conference championship game right now? No.
I hope LaMelo Ball does an elbow passing game. I mean, he has the skills to possibly pull it off, so who knows?
And then let's skip
Corey
on down
Kispert.
to Corey Kispert, pick up by the Wizards. They're loading up. I mean, the Wizards just need to.
The Wizards might actually be just as good, if not better, than they were last year.
Yeah, I think they'll probably finish 6 or 7 in the East.
And that's
Hopefully
after
finish
losing.
6.
That's after losing Russell Westbrook. Like I said yesterday, it's not like they changed that much when they traded for him.
But now Kispert's playing with his former teammate Rui Hachimura from Gonzaga, so that'll be a good little reunited pair there. I'm sure they were always buds.
So, what's that mean for Kuzma though? Because you have Rui, you have Kispert. Because originally, up until they drafted Kispert,
They can all play. Kispert can play the 2.
Yeah, Kispert can play the 2. I guess that'd be
6'6".
I know. I said 6'6" or 7, but that means you're playing Beal at point, which I don't know if
6'6" flat, according to the scouting report.
I got
I got
NBA.com
6'6"
at
flat.
6'7", 6'7" on
6'6"
NBA.com. But no, I mean, are you putting Beal at point like that? That's the question you got to ask there. So, then you had Houston trade up into 16 for the
Sengun.
the Turkish
Boo.
League MVP. Trey Murphy was the Pelicans pick. That was one I liked. 6'8", 6'9", shoots
18,
the ball
Trey
like
Mann,
that.
big pickup for the Thunder. That's a huge little number for them. I think Trey Mann is extremely exciting.
Like I already touched on Kai Jones.
Yep.
Like I said, that one maybe end up being the steal because that's what I was telling you last night when they drafted Book Knight. I was thinking Kai Jones because I thought he fit. They still ended up with him in Charlotte. Jalen Johnson to
Love me some
the
Jalen
Hawks.
Johnson.
That one surprised me because
Really, because I think he's perfect in the pick and
No.
roll.
I do also. That surprised me. That's like John Collins already. And
No,
I
He's
just-
a wing. He can
he's-
come
they-
out more.
They say he's 34. Collins, they're about the same size. Collins is a free agent. That's why I say this. Because I did a lot of research into Jalen Johnson leading into the draft lottery when we didn't know Cleveland was going to be top 3. We thought we were going to pick that 5 to 8 range.
If I was Jalen Johnson, I'd start watching some Draymond Green tape.
You know what? Somebody made a great comparison last night, and they said he's what Boris Diaw was when he first came into the league.
Yeah,
with what
that's
team?
fair.
With what team did he come in the league with?
It can be the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Atlanta.
Ooh.
They're like, it's Boris Diaw before the wine and cheese. I think that
Keon Johnson going to the Clippers.
still needs to learn how to shoot.
Yeah.
Other than that, Isaiah Jackson, I think he's going to the Pacers. That's what they need because defensive 6'10" defensive big, pair him alongside Miles Turner.
Reminds me of Nerlens Noel.
Your boy Usman Garuba from Real Madrid goes
Yes,
to the Rockets,
sir.
followed by the Rockets again with Josh Christopher.
Yes, sir. Rockets are loading up, baby.
The Quentin Grimes pick for the Knicks, why'd they trade back to like
Probably salary
Sean-
stuff. You don't want us to. Could be salary stuff.
true, I guess.
Then Nashawn Highland next. Cam Thomas. Perfect pick.
Wow.
Might be the best pick of the first round right here. Cam Thomas is going to be in the third quarters for Nets fans, draining threes this season. And they're going to be like, Kyrie, stay on the bench. Cam's got it right now. Like, it's all good.
You want to know what's funny? That's my brother's name. So last night during the draft,
hilarious.
Last night during the draft, he was home like, Cameron, come here. Because I looked on Twitter, and of course, Woj announced it beforehand. I'm like, Cameron, get in here. What? Oh, what? Watch TV. Why are you having me watch the NBA draft? And he's like, with the 27th pick, the Brooklyn Nets select Cameron Thomas. And his head just sunk. I looked at him like, let me borrow $100K. And he just walked out of the room.
All right. On to Jaden Springer. Nice pickup. Tennessee was loaded last year. I think he's going to get bigger. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy's 6'6" by the time he's done. Yeah. Day'Ron Sharpe out of North Carolina. We don't talk about North Carolina people on this podcast.
But give the Nets their respect for making that pickup because center was one of their weaknesses last year.
He's huge. He's 6'11", 265. 6'11". He's massive.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a defensive center, mind you. It's not like he's this offensive center. He is a defensive center. So you have him. You have DeAndre Jordan. If they're able to bring Blake Griffin back, there's your 4. You got a little bit more wiggle room now.
Then we got Santi Aldama, last pickup of the first round for the Grizzlies. Nice guy to learn under Steven Adams. Probably perfect place for him to be. Biggest
Washington.
things in the second round for me, just a couple names that stuck out. Let's see. We had Isaiah Todd, big fan of his. Herbie
Jason
Jones,
Preston to the Clippers for me.
Yep.
Ohio University guy, and he's a 6'4", 6'5" combo guard who can fill up the box score.
Sharif Cooper out of Auburn going to the Hawks.
Jared Butler going to Utah.
And then where was that one guy with where'd the Ohio kid go?
That's the Clippers one. That's Jason Preston.
The kid with the hair.
Yeah, Jason Preston. The biggest one of the biggest ones though was the Clippers picking up because they traded for the Grizzlies pick at 51. BJ Boston because that kid was one of the top recruited kids coming out of high school. Had a bad year. It happens. But now
the entire team had a bad year.
Yeah. But now you're putting him behind Kawhi Leonard if Kawhi plays this year and Paul George. For a wing who has that kind of potential, you just put him in a great situation to learn.
Yeah, I like his defensive potential. I think in putting him with Kawhi is the perfect place.
And he can already hit threes, so he's got a shot. He just needs to bulk up some.
And good pickup on Aaron Wiggins, but no relation by the Thunder. Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, this like I said up earlier, Hornets won the draft for me. I liked Houston's first 2 picks. A little unsure about their second 2 picks in the first. The Knicks, I sat there and said, "What are you doing?" And I feel like
What the hell are the Celtics doing?
the Celtics just like kind of stayed out of the draft. It felt like.
Yeah, they got Juwan Begarin out of. He's
Guadalupe, but he played in France.
Okay. Both of his parents played and coached basketball.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, we'll have a lot more thoughts on the draft, but let's go ahead and give a couple of free agency predictions. It is coming up this week. It's it's Sunday.
No, they pushed it. They pushed it back to They pushed it back to Sunday, didn't they?
Yeah, they pushed it back to Sunday. Biggest names right now: Kyle Lowry, and Lonzo Ball. I think Kyle Lowry is, and I mean that by he's the first chip that has to fall. Once Kyle goes, it'll all start to come into place.
Yeah,
Obviously, if you can nab Chris Paul, that would be wild. But I don't think anybody's taking Chris Paul.
He
kind of lit if he came back to New Orleans, though.
Oh, that would be. But he kind of made it known that he dropped hints that he's going back to Phoenix because he's like with his IG post the other day.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Well, let's look at this list. Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard have player options. Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley, DeMar
John
DeRozan.
Collins.
Oh, hold on. Kyle Lowry, Mike Conley, DeMar DeRozan, Dennis Schroeder are all unrestricted. And then John Collins, Lonzo Ball, Jared Allen, Duncan Robinson, all restricted. So those are your top names right there. Interesting stuff to see with Schroeder because Schroeder's kind of the second domino, I think, after Lowry.
I think Schroeder's going to go down in a sign and trade because that allows the Lakers to get a couple more pieces to fill out that bench because that's the position they're in. They're going to have to re-sign THT first and then do a sign and trade with Schroeder because they can go over the cap to sign him. So if a team really wants him, you want to give him 5 years? Here, we're the way to do it, and just give us a piece or two we can use along the way. I mean, that's where they're at. I'm not mad about it. Apparently, and there's a couple things I wanted to bring up. So apparently, AD, Russ, and LeBron met a couple weeks ago at LeBron's home to discuss this when this was a possibility being discussed between the two teams, and they all agreed it's time to put their egos aside. Westbrook apparently agreed that he will play off ball, which shocked me because that was my face. That was my face.
Well, that's kind of what I said last night, but like just about like LeBron switching. Like if Russ wants to switch, to just go watch Dwayne Wade tape from 2010 to 2013 and learn how to play off ball from Bron.
And then you get to play on the ball when Bron's off the court.
Bingo.
Okay.
You still get 20,000 rebounds. Name I want to throw out there that I don't think a lot of people are. Rashawn Holmes. I think Rashawn Holmes
he deserves some respect.
A little good pickup. Unfortunately, another product of the Sixers era that didn't exactly get enough time to blossom, and now he's just been dying in Sacramento. I think a perfect place for him, the Pelicans. There's going to be the Pelicans. I don't think are going to land the big splash. If they do, I think they might get maybe DeMar DeRozan. That's what I think their big splash might be, and that's only going to be a 1 year, $16 million contract maybe. And I think Rashawn could come in on a two-year player or 2-year team option deal, really make some noise with them, and have the possibility of being in that final five, as we'll start calling them, the final five guys out there on the court that you want out there.
Well, you know what's funny? When Rashawn Holmes was drafted, I have a close friend who said he ain't shit. I would always beat his ass in games, and that is none other than the man who's like my brother, whose jersey is right here, Demetrius Treadwell, because he played him all the time because they're in the MAC, so he played him twice a year.
Right.
So it's interesting to see how much he's grown because I think now I was talking to Tree recently. I'm pretty sure Tree has some respect for him because of how different his game has become.
Another name, Nicholas Batum. I think he'd be on the move to the Warriors. I think that's a name the Warriors should look at. I hope. Whatever. Wait, you don't want to come win a ring? What was it? Was that fun? Losing with the Clippers all the time?
He might have had a ring if Kawhi didn't tear his ACL.
Might have. Coulda, shoulda, might have. But yeah, we'll be back Tuesday night. We'll probably have a couple of...
One other thing.
Yeah.
So apparently, and this came out today, Evan Mobley's reps did not allow him to work or talk with anyone outside of the first pick until this past Monday. So the Cavs did not have a conversation with him until this past Monday night.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. Well, like, Cade Cunningham, I understood. Jalen Green apparently up until a week or two ago hadn't worked out for the Rockets either. So it seems like the top three
What a power
guys.
play.
It seems like the top three guys were all just fighting for that number one spot and doing what they could until they realized, okay,
That's ridiculous.
it's not going to happen. Hey, can you? We talked about this yesterday in a draft where it said all three of them could have possibly been number one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you as an agent try to do the same thing? Wouldn't you? Like, I want my guy to go number one. We're not going to talk to anyone outside. Like, it's just one of those things. So, I respect it. But hey, he's. I think the press conference is in like 10 minutes. Seems like he's ready to do what he has to. Cavs are going to be interesting in free agency. Warriors are going to be interesting in free agency. This whole league is going to be interesting in free agency. So,
all right. Well, we'll be back on Tuesday night to discuss everything else that happens through free agency, and training camps are opening up at more and more across the NFL, so we cannot wait to get into that as well. Sir, run us down the list of shows on this wonderful network.
All right. So on Monday, we have Spin from the Real with myself, Suge Knight 323, and Chris Anthony Lopez. Tuesday, you have us here at Real Sports. Remember, join our fantasy football league. You can join in our Discord. Put a link to the Discord in the description of the video right after we finish up. Then Wednesday, Real Geek Core, hosted by Chris Lopez and Connor Breedlove. It's not happening right now, but it will be again shortly. Really Scared with Taylor Cleek and Connor Breedlove, followed by Wrestle Real, which we have an episode of tonight with Chris Lopez and Nick Molbach. So our Saturday for Saber Reels, you'll catch me for a short minute, along with Colin and Toby, talking about the latest and greatest in Star Wars. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this episode of Bad Batch. Sunday, Real Talk. And this week we'll be talking about Jungle Cruise and the Green Knight. And that's it.
Well, breaking news
Carson
from Nick Molbach.
out indefinitely. Oh, Toby Barkwell's crying in a corner somewhere.
Toby, Matt, it's always a pleasure doing NBA draft stuff with you. We get to talk about this more and more as this all shapes out. But we will see everybody next time. Peace.
Peace.